welcome to VFF video. I'm just going for a lunchtime run and I thought I'd take the opportunity to do a quick comparison between the new Innovate Evoskin on the left and the Vibram 5-finger KSO on the right. You know, they're designed for the same thing, for sort of minimalist barefoot running. The Evoskin is basically like a silicon case for your foot, exactly like you might get for an iPod or a camera, sort of a grippy silicon case. And the Vibram is a different beast altogether. You know, it costs over £100, where this one costs I think they're going to retail for 40, definitely less than 50. This is over £100. You know, it's much more complicated construction with a Vibram rubber base and a kind of stretchy fabric top, whereas this is just all one-piece silicon. Anyway, I'm going to put them on now and look a bit of an idiot with one on each foot and go for a run, and then do another little clip on the way back, tell you what I think of them. Okay, so that's both the shoes on. You can see that the Evoskin on the left really is a much more minimalist design compared to the sort of stiffer, tougher construction. They're both pretty difficult to get on. You have to get your feet in, then do a lot of work to separate your toes and get them up the various pockets. But yeah, that's what they look like on. Ridiculous on their own, but when you wear one of each, even more ridiculous. Right, see you after my run. Well, I'm glad that's over. Okay, so very telling initial test run. For the first 400 yards going up a tarmac path, I thought, wow, the Evoskin makes the Vibram feel like a trainer. It is so light, so flexible, you know, you really don't notice it's on. However, after about 5 minutes and I started to get moisture build up on the inside, I realised that the lovely light silicone material just wasn't going to grip my feet. If you can see there, just on that there's a hole in the end of each toe, a little hole, and that's my big toe, and that bubbling out of there is moisture, just sweat from my feet, you know, which has worked its way down to the end of my toe, and you know, it's coming out the hole. As soon as I got moisture on my feet, I realised that the Evoskin just does not grip your foot enough. Even mild cambers and sort of uphill sections meant that my foot was just squirming around inside the Evoskin. You know, and just, you know, my toes came out the toe holes, just wasn't working at all. Same running downhill, I found that I was having to modify my stride and actually was starting to heel strike, because if I landed on my forefoot, my foot just slid forward inside the Evoskin, you know, and I was having to do something about it to stay on my feet. So all in all, not cutting the mustard at all. I don't know if I can show you what was happening. It was I was hitting a mild gradient. My foot was just slipping around inside the skin like that. So it would do that on that side, or would slide right forward, and going uphill, my feet actually came out the toes. So yeah, not really working at all. By comparison, the Vibram held my foot really snugly. It's you know, it's got a microfiber top which just absorbs a bit more sweat. My feet are sweaty inside, but they don't slide around inside the shoe. The next thing I noticed when I got off the tarmac onto a bit of a track was that actually the Evoskins don't offer enough protection. You know, they're so like barefoot running. You know, it is barefoot running. Even small stones hurt the bottoms of your feet and heels. You know, they're just not quite tough enough. I mean, they could be alright on the tarmac and on grass, but certainly not on any track, so their area of use is a bit limited. And even on the tarmac on the way back, I found that my feet were sliding around even on the flat inside the Evoskin, now that, you know, it's got a full layer of moisture inside it. So my findings are that, you know, in the case of minimalist running, you do get what you pay for. The Evoskins, while half the price, aren't really that much good at all. You could use them on the flat, on grass, you know, and I've heard of people saying, oh, they'd be good for water sports and things, but once they get wet inside, they just, you know, there's no adhesion between your foot and the shoe. You know, so the clear winner for me is the Vibram 5 finger.